something like that. Hi, just going to look at a few ways to have some fun, build some technique, get more acclimated to octaves on the guitar. As you know, the big guy with octaves was Wes Montgomery. I think he was one of the first to really popularize it. I'm sure somebody else had done it before him. But let's take a look. This thing is actually, it's octaves, but it's an exercise. And it's really good for somebody like me because when I look at myself playing, especially on video or in the mirror, sometimes I'm astounded because when I'm playing, this finger is constantly jumping up in the air. I have no idea why. I don't have very good technique. I went to a guy, Alex Adrian, in Forest Hills, New York, back in the 80s. He had taught at Berkeley and he was giving private lessons, so I had gone to him for a few months. And when he said to play a few scales, play a few things, he's like, doesn't look good. So he gave me some exercises, one of which was, and I think it was all geared toward getting me to have a more rounded hand and not have this thing flopping up and down in the breeze. So I'll get to maybe another one later, but the octave one that he gave me, and it's really good practice for cross picking too. So I learned with alternate picking. I don't do too much with the sweep picking, just once in a while. But alternate picking, and if you follow what this is, it's basically an F octave here on strings 6 and 4. Then it's F sharp, same string. We just move over one string each, and we're doing B flat and B. So that's the basic framework, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to pick down on the 6th string, up on the 4th, down on the 6th, up on the 4th, and then we're going to pick down on the 5th string, up on the 3rd, down on the 5th string, up on the 3rd. So it's kind of like, let's see. Again, F to F, F sharp to F sharp, and then move over to the 5th and 3rd strings. We've got B flat, B, B. The picking is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? So it starts to sound almost like a machine after a while if you get it going. So while it's also a good cross-picking exercise, for somebody like me who has, flyaway rebel fingers that are flying all over the place, which makes for a lot of inefficiency and a lot of slowness, it's good because it keeps your hand in this position. Another thing he showed me with octaves down in first position, which I've been doing ever since, how many years is that? 40 years? 35 years. Is to play octaves starting on F. Again, starting the same starting point. But we're going to play chromatically. We're going to play chromatically up from F, and we're going to do this. See, the middle finger's already popping up. So here we go. This is all octaves. When I get to the G, I'm playing the 6th string 3rd fret along with the open G. So whenever I have an open string, I'm taking advantage of it. Okay? And again, that's just you're staying in the one position, but playing octaves chromatically, F up to whatever I just played. A flat, I think. Okay, so I like this one a lot because it's cross-picking. It's also hand position. If you live with somebody who you'd like to just drive insane, it's a really useful tool for that too. I think I drove myself insane with it a number of years back. Okay, let's just take a few more looks at octaves. Let's go to an A major scale. One way to play octaves is to have the same form. And again, just to review, when you're on the 6th and 4th, it's this. When you're on the 5th and 3rd strings, it's that. But as soon as you get over to the 4th and 2nd strings, it's bigger. Okay? A way to think of it is when you're on the bass strings, there's one empty fret in between. When you're on the more trebly strings, there's 2 empty boxes in between. So let's take a look at a C major scale. Not a C major scale. Let's give ourselves more leeway here. Let's do an A major scale, okay? Now, there's different ways to play with the right hand too. You could just go through with the pick, Get that kind of percussive sound. You could do it like Wes, which I can't do it like Wes, but you could do the thumb. Or you could do the hybrid thing where you're picking the lower string, the bass string, with the pick, and you're using your fingers. I think I tend to do that a lot. Okay, so that's one way to play the major scale. Ah. Okay, another way to do it is, again, with that hand position idea in mind that we were working on down here, would be okay. So now what we realize is that we don't just have these shapes. They're good, but we also have, when you move from the A to the second note in the A major scale, which is the B, you can do a B octave here. So I'm skipping over two empty strings. I've got the B 6th string 7th fret, and I've got the B 3rd string 4th fret. Back to this, back to that. Here, when you're dealing with the 5th strings and the 2nd string, there's only one empty fret in between. Let's try it again. Another thing you can practice with these octaves is picking the notes individually. Let me see if I can do some of that. Okay? If you slide them while you're doing that, you can almost get into a Hendrixy feel. Another thing we can try is just a major 7 arpeggio in octaves. So we have A, C sharp, E, G sharp, A, G sharp, E, C sharp, A. Okay, now of course we could do this with all of our arpeggios, minor 7s, dominant 7s, etc., etc. I haven't really worked them out, so if I try them, I'm going to look really bad. So this is the one I worked out so far. Okay, so octaves are nice because if you're going along trying to solo, they can make a really nice change of pace. Of course, in solo guitar, when you want to fatten the sound, if you're playing a melody, you know, it can sound really, really nice. Anyway, a little bit on octaves. You can use them to build technique. You can use them to build picking. And if you're like me with flyaway fingers, you can try to get into this more. Here's another good one to do. It's not octaves, but it's a chromatic scale. And it's good for me, and I should do it every day. Anyway, have fun, keep practicing. It's an endless world, this little thing here. So you'll never run out of stuff to practice and to have fun with. Okay, see you next time. Thanks.